Welcome back to Data Dialogues, where we delve into the fascinating and often intricate world of data, privacy, and technology. Today, we're exploring a topic that's increasingly relevant: the complex relationship between users and the services that track their data. With social media, search engines, and various online platforms becoming essential to our daily lives, we'll unpack the nuances of consent, privacy, and the implications of data collection. So, grab your headphones and let's dive in. To start, let's consider how we often perceive our relationship with these services. Many of us think we're making a conscious choice when we use platforms that track our online activity. After all, we click agree to those lengthy terms of service and privacy policies, right? But here's the catch. Do we really understand what we're consenting to? Most privacy policies are filled with dense legal jargon, making it nearly impossible for the average user to grasp what happens to their data once it's collected. This lack of transparency raises a significant issue. Users frequently don't realize that their data can reveal information about others, not just themselves. When data from one user is combined with broader behavioral tracking, it creates a dataset that can be far more revealing than any individual user might expect. This is where the concept of meaningful consent starts to break down. How can we truly consent to something we don't fully understand? Moreover, the relationship between users and these services is heavily asymmetric. Users often lack the ability to negotiate how much data they provide or what they receive in return. The terms are dictated by the companies, leading to a one-sided dynamic. It's not just a simple transaction. It's a complex web of power dynamics where users often feel compelled to participate, especially when a service is perceived as essential for social engagement. Consider this. If everyone around you is using a platform like Facebook or Google, opting out can feel like a social risk. This is particularly true for individuals from less privileged backgrounds who may not have the luxury to choose privacy over participation. For them, surveillance becomes an everyday reality, leaving little room for genuine freedom of choice. Now let's address a common misconception: the idea that privacy is dead. Some argue that because people willingly share personal details on social media, privacy no longer matters. But this viewpoint misses the mark on what privacy truly means. Privacy isn't about keeping everything secret. It's about having the autonomy to decide what to share and with whom. It's a fundamental aspect of personal freedom. When users share their data, they often relinquish their rights to control that information. Companies may assure us that they'll handle our data responsibly, but this trust can be misplaced. The right to decide what to reveal shifts from the individual to the company, which often prioritizes profit over user privacy. This can lead to uncomfortable situations where users are targeted with ads based on sensitive information they may not have intended to disclose. While companies strive to avoid being perceived as intrusive, this can result in a superficial understanding of privacy. They focus on managing user perceptions rather than addressing the deeper issues of data collection. As engineers and designers of these systems, we need to acknowledge that algorithms can't inherently grasp human emotions or the nuances of privacy. It's essential to build systems that respect user preferences and handle data responsibly. The reality is that even when companies promise not to sell data to third parties, they often reserve the right to process and analyze it internally. This can lead to a situation where users are unaware of how deeply their data is being scrutinized and utilized. The idea of data exhaust suggests that the information generated from our interactions is merely waste, but in reality, it's a valuable resource for companies. This brings us to the shadowy world of data brokers. These entities thrive on purchasing, aggregating and reselling personal data, often without user consent. As companies seek to maximize their user base, they inadvertently contribute to a market where personal data becomes a commodity. Governments, too, are eager to access this data, whether through legal means or less scrupulous methods. The risks associated with data collection are significant. Critics have labeled personal data as a toxic asset, emphasizing the potential for misuse. Once data is collected, it can easily fall into the wrong hands, whether through breaches, insider leaks, or changes in company leadership. We must remain vigilant about the political landscape, as there's no guarantee that all governments will uphold human rights and civil liberties. The power dynamics at play in the digital age remind us of the Industrial Revolution. Just as that era brought about significant societal changes, both positive and negative, our current transition to an information-driven society presents its own set of challenges. We have the opportunity to learn from history and implement safeguards to protect individuals' rights. Bruce Schneier, a renowned security expert, emphasizes that how we manage data collection and misuse will define our legacy in the information age. Just as we now recognize the importance of environmental regulations established after the Industrial Revolution, we must confront the ethical implications of data collection today. As we navigate this complex landscape, it's crucial to advocate for transparency, accountability, and user empowerment. The future of data systems hinges on our ability to strike a balance between innovation and ethical considerations. We owe it to ourselves and future generations to create a digital environment that respects privacy and fosters trust. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Data Dialogues. Join us next time as we continue to explore the intersection of technology, society, and ethics. Until then, stay informed and stay engaged.